Good afternoon, everybody. Happy New Year. Welcome to Afternoon Market Action, a.k.a. Western Wednesday. My name is Glenn.
Hey, I'm Ryan. Happy New Year's, everybody.
Happy New Year. Great start to the new... Well, I don't know how... It all depends on what you think a great start is. The video last night did well. Holy smokes. A lot of people were anticipating the video for the top picks, my top picks for 2024. Ryan's shorts videos. He's got a video that's coming out tonight, and he did a short video today. You guys need to check out all of the content that we put on the YouTube channel. You guys need to take a look at. If you can hear us loud and clear, by all means, let us know in the chat, preferably with VV Nation, and let us know that we are coming across loud and clear. And yes, I've had about 17,000 cups of Cafe Bustelo this morning, and I've got another cup in my hand right now, so it's going to be lit today, to say the least. Woo!
Bounce it off the wall.
Yeah.
Over there. I can hear you through that.
That's right. So it's going to be all about that. So hopefully a lot of you have been trimming your gains. We've been talking about that between Ryan and I over the last month or so, taking your profits. Hopefully you guys have done that, to take in your profits. Don't give it all back. The market looks like right now, coming into the brand new year, we already knew that the MTI was high, right, Brian? So Brian, bringing in the new... Brian, just roll with it. So,
Hey, at least you didn't call me Patrick.
well, I almost did. Believe you me. Ryan's mic needs adjustments. Glenn mic is strong. All right, so Koo is probably going to work in the background to get that all worked out for you. Joey is.
We got Koo. I just want to say thanks, Koo, for filling in for Joey today.
Joey is currently in Tampa. He might be watching this from Tampa. If you're here, Joey, just say hi to everybody. All right, just say hi to everybody. Why did you omit NVIDIA from your top 10? A couple of weeks ago, you called NVIDIA the best Magnificent 7 stock. Dr. C, there was a lot of stocks that I could have put into the list. I did cover AI. I looked at AIQ as a look at the whole AI space. I also looked at Microsoft. I think that's a really good one. NVIDIA is a stock that we've talked about a lot. So not only did I want to give you the top 10 stocks, I wanted to give you some fresh perspective on other stocks that you could use. All right, if we could have I could have just set up my list with stocks that we just talk about over and over and over and over and over, and that would have been kind of boring. I want to give you some fresh perspective on some stocks as well. So that was the reason. Remember, we got over 9,000 stocks that we track in the database. I only had a choice of 10. And then
I can't talk about NVIDIA every week.
and why, so NVIDIA is going to be a good stock. NVIDIA is going to be a good stock. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. So I wanted to give some fresh perspective on other stocks as well.
Yeah, Glenn, I saw your video. Actually, I did watch your video last night. I saw that Intel was in the list.
Yes.
Which we've been talking a lot about lately. Some good things happening with Intel.
A little perspective about that is that was the only stock in my list that had a negative earnings growth rate. So I came out on a limb on Intel, but I see there's a lot of good upside going into the new year with Intel. So there you go. And looks like Koo worked out Ryan's audio. And I think tomorrow, Gordon, on my way to Tampa, I'm going to wear my Michigan sweatshirt. So I think I'm going to do that.
Hopefully we don't have any Alabama fans in the house.
And guess what? Tough. So I'm going to wear my Michigan sweatshirt on the airplane to Tampa. All right. Thank you very much for that. Share the stream. That's the only way we get to grow. Let other people know what we're doing here at VectorVest. Cool. Put the link. Take a second right now. Share that link on your social circles. All right. And Maria says, I'm so through with this market. I bought SQQ today. Guess what? Currently in my portfolio, I've got 4 long-term holdings that I have. And I did pick up 2 contras yesterday. I picked up SQQQ and I picked up HIBS, HIBS. Those are the 2 contras right now that are hedging my portfolio, but I've got stops on my long terms. If they get hit, they get out. So Glenn just bought even more Bitcoin, but don't get AK. I know you keep pushing my buttons about crypto. I'm not.
Be careful, AK. That Bitcoin ETF has not been approved.
And if it does,
by the slim chance it doesn't get approved, I got no crystal ball, but we all know what's going to happen to Bitcoin.
I just saw a story where Morgan Stanley is reaching out to BlackRock and Grayscale. They want to get down on it. I think a lot of big people want to get down on this on the spot ETF for crypto, for Bitcoin. This is going to give everybody more access to Bitcoin. I think that's going to be huge. So in my top 10, I did have a crypto in there. I did have one crypto in there. I'm saying Glenn bought it. I'm short. I'm not in it, but it was one of my stocks that I was looking at for the purpose of, I'm telling you, I think that crypto is going to really take off this year. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right. With that all being said, let's get into, I ain't touching nothing.
Don't break it.
Put me into where it's me and Ryan in the program. Can you do that, Koo? There we go. So let's start off by looking at what the indices are doing today. The minutes came out. Oh, Ryan, see if you can pull that up.
Yeah.
Let's go. Actually, let's go here and research. Let's go to CNBC.
Reuters, Fed minutes cite diminished inflation risk, concern about overly restrictive policy.
Uh-oh, how about this? Fed officials, I'm looking at CNBC, Fed officials in December saw rate cuts likely, but path highly uncertain. And you know what was pushing this most recent rally? Was that everybody was talking about, the Fed said, oh, we're going to have 3 rate cuts going. And everybody lost their gosh darn minds. They went bat poop crazy. And that's what pushed, and what did I call it? I called it exuberance. What's the word I used before exuberance? You all know. Look at this. Sherilyn says, analysts expecting 5 to 6. I can't see that. I can't see that. All right, irrational exuberance. That's the word I was. It is. I can't see that many. I don't even see 3 cuts. Do you agree that we're going to get 3 cuts, Ryan? I don't see it.
You know, the rumor is nice. You know, if we do get any rate cuts, I'm expecting 2 or 3, but not till summertime.
I'm thinking, and Akshay is always going to be the yin to my yang. And he said, did you read the report? The answer is it just came out. After the meeting, you can read this, right, Ryan? Mm-hmm. Agreed to hold its benchmark. However, the meeting summary noted a high level of uncertainty of how or if it will happen. I'm reading it now, Akshaya. I'm reading it. I'm reading it now. Officials noted the progress has been made in the battle to bring down inflation. They said the supply chain factors that contributed substantially to a surge have eased. Got it? In addition, they cited progress in bringing the labor market into balance. Got it? The dot plot of individual members' expectations released the following meeting showed that the members expect cuts over the coming 3 years. Mm-hmm. That's different than, 3 rate cuts next year. That's a big difference. That's a big difference in the talk between, that means rate cut over. I don't call it rate cut over. I think I see maybe 1, maybe even 2 rate cuts. But
yeah,
I don't
Akshay, I see where most of the participants agreed on a lower target zone for the federal fund rate, at least by the end of 2024. But either way, the market has gone from talking about rate hikes to potential rate cuts.
Yes.
And I think that alone will get investors excited.
Now, are these investors going to be caught holding the bag? Are these investors now going to get caught holding the bag? I see the market pulling back, but it makes sense because the MTI was as high as it was, and we knew that the market was due for a pullback. With this, does this become a deeper pullback? Does this become a correction? Does this become a crash? I don't know. So there's a lot to the minutes. I don't think we got the time to read all of this. There's a lot to the minutes, but this is, but the path, highly uncertain, highly uncertain. Now I'm wondering with all of the people who were jumping on board saying, rates, we're going to cut the rates, the market's going to go sky high, and it is an election year. Now this puts a little damper on that. Anybody, hey, chime in. I want to hear what you guys got to say about the minutes. Chime in. I want to hear what you say. However, the minutes noted unusually elevated degree. This is not good verbiage. Unusually elevated degree of uncertainty. Markets don't like uncertainty. Markets don't like uncertainty. VV Nation, stick to your trading plan, not your opinions. All of your back tests are based on facts, not anticipation of interest rate changes. I totally understand
I like that, Dave.
I'm all for that. I need you guys to understand what's going on in the background so that you know how to respond in the current market's conditions. Do you agree with that? Yes and no. That's what we do. It's not about our opinions. I'm looking at the data. I am giving insight on the data so that you guys have a better understanding of what's going on in the market and how to trade your portfolios. That's what we do. Mr. Sim says, market is adjust itself, but don't like the wavering Fred. This right here, unusually elevated degree of uncertainty is not good for the market. Do you agree with that? Yes or no? Ryan, do you agree with that?
Yes.
Everybody else in the room, do you agree with that? No matter what side of the fence you sit on, that verbiage right there is not good for the market. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. I don't care. Again, no matter what side of the fence you sit on we're going to have a cajillion billion cuts, we're going to have no cuts, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. This is not good for the market. And this could be the catalyst that really starts to push the market down. We already knew that the market was overextended. All right. With that, let's go into one other thing. Let's go take a look at what the market is doing. Let's go to the graphs. There's the market timing graph. See that big bar today? That's not good. Notice that the 3 and the 8 are crossing down, but we've been talking about taking profits all throughout this time. Now
I
the market
literally put a short out last week saying it's going to happen this week, and the start is going to be to tax purposes.
A lot of people are rebalancing their portfolios.
Huh?
A lot of people are rebalancing their portfolios.
Correct. Yeah. And I put in the video, if you sold last week, the market was been on a tear, you'd have to, pay the taxes on that
Right.
come this tax season. Otherwise, if you sold this week, it would defer it to next year or next tax season. So just logically in my mind, with MTI being so overextended and with this, tax incentives to sell this week instead of last week, it's just a perfect storm right now.
All right.
And do I think this is going to be a huge, sell-off or market correction? No, I just think it's going to be a healthy retracement for the market. Unless we get some data that comes out to, point the market, to a different direction. As of right now, I'm looking at just a healthy correction.
I agree.
Take your profits, protect your profits. Look at that MTI, and probably here in the near future, you can get back in and business as usual.
So Jazz, you became a subscriber to the VectorVest system, and if you did, thank you for that. Holy smokes, that's awesome. At some point in time, folks, we need all of you who are subscribers to the channel to become subscribers to the software. That's where the benefit becomes. That's where the benefit comes. We talk about the software and how to use it. The best way to prove it to yourself, you can take a trial. Do you know that we have a 99-cent trial? 99 cents for 30 days. Go ahead.
I was going to say, we only show you a fraction of the software.
Yep.
Just like we saw in the comments earlier, the individual was talking about back testing. That's a very powerful tool to show you how a mechanical trading system, not emotional, but a mechanical trading system, will help your portfolio over time. So, if you haven't, if all you know about VectorVest is from the YouTube channel, you're really getting a small exposure to what we really offer.
A smidgen.
A smidgen.
You got a smidgen. All right. So with all of that being said, this is where we start to talk about stocks that we have on our radar and the news behind them as well. So I'm going to...
So before we go into these news and we give you all these good stocks, make sure you hit that like button. So that way we get that YouTube algorithm going and more people, can gain benefit and knowledge from this program.
Not only that, if you're brand new to the channel and just been sitting on the sidelines, hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. I promise you, we're going to do the best we can to give you the picks, the reasons why you should be looking at them. And that's what we're going to do. All right, let's get into the news. And that was the news that I just pulled up on the Fed minutes. Let's go over to my big story. I always like to give some background about the economy. U.S. national debts top $34 trillion. And nobody's talking about this still as a government shutdown looms. This is going to be added fuel to a pullback in the market. This is going to be added fuel to a pullback in the market. Now, a lot of people out there are going to be like, oh, we're not going to shut down, da-da-da-da-da-da. Don't get it twisted. It might happen. Go ahead, Ryan.
Glenn, you know what I think this article will help between our, like you said, the government shutdown looming over us, the U.S. national debt topping a historical $34 trillion. Do you know who I think will really benefit from this and will help the rally? Crypto. A lot of individuals, I'm very independent. I don't care if you're left or right, but there's a lot of feeling of mismanagement in our government. And I feel like crypto is going to benefit from that,
You know what else could? It was going to be one of my stocks in my top 10. I was thinking about gold. I was also thinking about gold, especially if the dollar gets weaker. I was thinking about gold. I didn't put a gold play in there, but I think as a good foremention, keep your eyes on gold this year. And if we do cut on interest rates, keep your eye on green energy. All right, on clean green energy. Those are two others that I want you guys to keep you heard it here first. Clean energy and gold could be two big movers this year. Could be two.
I like what Bill had to say. Spending like drunken sailors. No offense to the sailors.
Below VIX, you are not getting much premium for the credit. Are you talking about selling? If premiums are going down, I'd rather be a buyer than a seller of premium at that time, since if the premiums are low. All right.
Yeah, if the VIX goes low, it is better to be a buyer for sure.
Absolutely. But the VIX possibly is back on the rise. People are getting nervous. Looks
like Mark wants to find himself in the corner again. Did you see his comment,
really,
Glenn?
Mark? Really, Mark? I should put you in timeout already. Hey, Mark, are you going to Tampa? Steve said you weren't going to Tampa. Are you going to Tampa? All right.
CB states, we are an election year. I don't think that any party wants to look bad here.
That's true. And the Fed should not fall into that. The Fed should do what the Fed needs to do and not look at
the Fed is not supposed to get political.
Absolutely. But they will. So, all right, I got a story. How many of you remember me talking about Tonex a long time ago? And it caught my attention because of its advances in going after fibromyalgia. All right, and this was a stock that was high on my radar, but how about it's back in the news again? It's back in the news again. Tonex Pharmaceuticals to present at 2 upcoming investor conferences in January. The focus is on the TNX 102. For the management of fibromyalgia following the positive top-line results in the second pivotal phase 3 trial. Tonex is one of those stocks that is a very speculative play, but if they can go after, there's only 1 or 2 stocks in the industry that are going after fibromyalgia, which is a big problem for women. All right? And that's why Tonex caught my attention way back then. Then they went through some stuff and the phase trials didn't work out. Keep your eyes on it. All right, so that's one of my stocks that caught my attention. Next story is Ryan's story. Go ahead, Ryan. It's about Samsung.
Yeah. So I'm going to read it off my screen because I can't really read it off yours because it's too small. But essentially, Samsung, they're coming out with one of their big, reveal parties, you could say, later this month on January 17th. And their new phones are going to be AI powered. Everything is AI these days, right? Now, the two stock plays I have from this, the first being Google, since Samsung does utilize the Android operating system, which is powered by Google. And in addition, in this article, actually, I didn't realize it, but Qualcomm introduced... Huh?
Qualcomm. Not quail. Quail's a bird. Okay, keep going.
Anyways, last October, it introduced its new Snapdragon chips, which will allow phones to run generative artificial intelligence applications.
Wow.
Directly on the phone. Now, it allows for smaller versions of applications like ChatGPT to run without an internet connection. So, as you can see, the AI is further advancing into our everyday lives as new AI phones are coming out. So I think this is going to be a great opportunity. Samsung, it's not traded here on the exchanges, but that's why I got Qualcomm and Google as the two plays here. Because it's going to be Google versus Microsoft.
This is going to be. I like this story. I didn't even read it. I like it. It's a good story. All right. Here's a company, Accenture, in the medical field. What is this? Accenture announces that it finalized acquisition, UK technology. The acquisition strengthened Accenture's strategic and architectural capabilities with a particular focus on central government defense and security, not medical, defense and financial services. This company has been buying up more and more and more companies. They're just setting themselves up for either doing really, really well, or these companies they pick up fail and they do really, really bad. But this company catches my attention is because I keep seeing every other day another company they buy, another company they buy, another company they buy. So I'm keeping my eye on Accenture. It's just they just keep buying up stuff and stuff and stuff.
What is it? Just like a holdings company?
Accenture. Let's do this. Let's go viewers. Let's go. I'm going to put it here just for this. Accenture ACN. I got somebody in my church that works for them. View the stock analysis report. Oh, where did it just go? Sigh. Let's try it again. I don't know where it went.
Amir says, what do you think is good to make income during the down market? Well, Amir, if you're planning on holding your positions, you can just sell covered calls against them.
Interesting. It's in diversified companies. I got to find out more about them. But in that story, nonetheless, every time, and I've got this, I'm tracking this company. Eugene said software. I'm tracking this company, and every time I turn around, they're buying somebody else. Which means that they got the money to go do it, but reinvesting it back into the company could be a really good thing. So, all right, next one. This is an interesting story. Oh, before you answer that, Dave C is right, Amir. If nothing else, if you take VectorVest Real Time, better yet, if you take the Successful Investor course, which is VectorVest Real Time, that course in and of itself walks you through what to do. And Amir, you need a lot of hand-holding. I don't mean that in a bad way, but you do. With that, you've got Todd, you've got Brian. They've got live classes to walk you through what to do and what not to do. Thank you, Fitz, consulting, software, and accounting. So from that perspective, Dave, thank you for that. Because Amir, with all of the questions that you ask about what to do now and Todd and Brian will definitely help you. And guess what? In those sessions, you can ask them questions and they will answer your questions. So for the purposes of helping you, Amir, I would say you sign up for the Successful Investor course, which is actually VectorVest Real Time. And during
if you sign up for the real-time data, you get their course for free.
pretty much that's it in a nutshell.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
You get that personal coach, which is nice.
which is absolutely nice. All right, go ahead. There's Joey is there. There you go. Hi, Joey.
Oh, Joey. What's up, Joey? VV Nation. So this article I got here came out earlier this week. Iranian warships enter Red Sea amid the Houthis' ongoing attacks on commercial vessels. Now, what I'm less focused on is the article. What I'm more focused on is just rise in geopolitical concerns throughout 2024. Think about it. The crisis in Ukraine, that's far from over. The Middle East tensions, Iran, Syria, Israel, Gaza Strip, you have China and Taiwan. So my play off this article is ITA. It's a defense ETF, aerospace and defense. I know, Glenn, you did a great video. I watched that one, the defense stock video.
Mm-hmm.
When the
war started,
when Israel first got attacked.
Yeah.
I think you did it the following week. Well, I still think there's a lot of room to grow when it comes to defense stocks, especially as these tensions continue. And there's no solution in sight as of right now.
I look at it this way: these boys about to get mollywopped. They're gonna send their little ships into the Red Sea, and we're gonna tolerate them for a little bit. They are just gonna get their behinds whooped and sent. I don't know. That's stupid on their part, but there's another side of it. I think that they're trying to bait us into doing that because they know that they're going to get mollywopped. All you need to do is send a battalion of Marines. We will walk on water to go.
At what point
bust
do
them in
we
the
say
face.
enough of is enough and stop messing with the little proxies and go straight to the source, which for the most part is Iran?
Yep. And they're gonna that's all I got to say. All right.
I got no crystal ball, but I can imagine if that day does happen, defense stocks will probably be on a good run there.
and one of my stocks on the speculative side was a drone stock.
I do remember that.
It was a drone stock. So, all right. Next one. Another one of my speculative. I gave you a bonus of 5 speculative stocks yesterday as well. Glenn needs a political chart for stocks. I ain't trying to listen, Lou. I'm trying to stay unpolitical. But if Iran sends boats over there, they're going to get their butts kicked. They're going to send their little boat, a little Tonka toy boat, and we could just spit at them and blow them up. Anyway, Palantir was one of my speculative stocks. I'm a Marine. I'm telling you, this whole thing with these, y'all are just like little gnats, just smack pat. Anyway, one of my speculative plays going into my top picks. I actually gave you 15. One of my speculative plays.
So are you a buy the dip on Palantir?
No, not yet. No. I'm not buying the dip. I'm not with the market doing what it's doing right now. No, I had Palantir. I made my money, and then I took my profits and left. I'm not ready to get back into it yet, especially with the markets going on. And I said that in the video last night in regards to the top 10 picks for 2024. Let's wait for the market to give us a better buying opportunity. All right. Amir says, I have it. I subscribe for everything. I will sign up in the personal coaching. There you go. Way to go. Good analogy, Glenn, about the Nats. Palantir is one of stock that I like a lot. It is a speculative play. Reason why I like them is that they have been getting contracts globally for what they do. Globally. So, and it's in the AI space. It's in the machine learning space. This is, in my mind, a solid pick, but it is a speculative play. So it's on my list today. And here's the story. It says, expect Palantir to make a big move in February. This just comes from Investor Place. It just aligns with what I think about them. However, the next big move for this popular AI stock may be just a little over a month away because earnings come out. They've beat earnings for 3 quarters in a row. I think that if they do it for a fourth quarter in the AI-generated space, I think Palantir is going to take off. Lee says, I'm done with Palantir. Lose money every time on it. I make a little bit on it each time. Made money on Palantir and waiting for its progress to come quarter 4. I am a big believer in the stock, but I'm telling you that it is a very speculative play. All right. Next story is Ryan's story about LNG.
All right, natural gas. Now, U.S. breaking a lot of records, past few months when it comes to energy. First, it was oil. We became one of the top producers of oil in the world. Now it's LNG or natural gas. We just surpassed Australia to become the world's largest natural gas exporter. And this is the first time ever. And this is only for liquefied natural gas, by the way. So 2023, we achieved a record export volume of 91.2 million tons of LNG.
That's a lot.
Now, the point of my article and the way I'm playing it, I'm actually going to play cold, KOLD, which is shorting LNG, because guess what? When the United States become the world's largest producer of oil, what happened to oil? Been dropping past couple months, right? I feel the same is going to happen with LNG or natural gas. We're just saturating the market with these resources to bring down the cost. However, I'm playing cold, so I definitely not bullish on it. I just think that we have a huge oversupply when it comes to natural gas right now. So I think, playing this momentum to the downside, and natural gas has been going down before this news came out. It's been going down for quite a few months now. So I'm just going to, ride the trend. No reason to buck the trend here. We're just going to keep riding it down, maybe put some couple moving averages on it. Nice momentum play.
All right. Next story. This is big. This is a drug stock. China approves AstraZeneca Sanofi shot to prevent RSV infection. Why is that important to me? Because China is the biggest buyer of anything. And if it's going to help for RSV, there's a lot of Chinese people. There's a lot of vaccinations that could be sold. So I'm keeping my eye on AstraZeneca. China doesn't always like the stuff that we put out, but if they can see that it can work for their people, they thought enough about it to get it. This could be big for AstraZeneca selling a lot of RSV vaccinations. All right. So,
RSV is going around too.
Yeah, my wife is a respiratory therapist in on a whole other field with her company, now looking at, stuff. She's like an infectious disease control respiratory. I don't know. Whatever she does it well.
Yeah.
But she keeps on top of all the respiratory stuff, and there's a big increase in North Carolina and on the southeast in RSV, flu, and all that stuff. I thought you were going to say something.
Oh, no, I was going to say the one thing that I'm seeing from this article is just the word China. That's a huge market of people.
Oh, heck yeah. And that's why I think AstraZeneca, if they're getting in to sell the vaccines, they're going to make a lot of money. Just like Pfizer did and Moderna did during COVID.
Yeah.
That's why I
think that'll be huge for them.
All right. Next one is yours, Tesla. I like this story.
All right. So Tesla delivers record quarter for cars, but China's BYD steals the top EV spot. And just a little warning, foreshadowing, tonight's 6 p.m. video that I did is actually BYD versus Tesla. Who will sit on the throne here? Wow. As we all know, BYD specializes in, very cheap, affordable, a lot of their cars, depending on the exchange rate, maybe $10,000 to $12,000.
It's $11,000 fully electric car that's about the size of your foot.
You said 11,000, right?
11,000. Yep.
Okay. You said the size of your foot?
Yeah, it's a little itty bitty car, but it's a fully electric. And, this is crazy that Tesla's trying to go to a pricing war with an $11,000 car. And Elon needs to get up out of that.
I mean, Tesla is also a little bit more than just a car manufacturer. That's what I think Tesla has the leg up, is that they're in, other industries as well, with their battery technology, their data, their autonomous driving technology, while BYD is solely focused on car manufacturing itself. However, in tonight's video, I am going to cover a great story that BYD is not getting a lot of attention on, and it's their sodium ion battery, and actually discuss the differences between a sodium ion battery versus a lithium ion battery. And ultimately, if sodium ion, the technology can just get a little bit better. Me personally, I feel it's a much better route to go than lithium ion just because it's more environmentally friendly. Sodium is much more abundant in general. And it's actually just more of a stable battery. The problem with sodium ion right now is that the batteries are too heavy, too large. But as technology progresses and we get these batteries smaller and lighter, more powerful, it'll be a much better alternative than lithium itself. So definitely check out tonight's 6 p.m. video.
Absolutely.
It's great. And then also go into the VectorVest 7 software and actually analyze these stocks themselves.
Mark says VCR versus the Betamax. The Betamax was better, but the VCRs were cheaper. Talking about Tesla versus Boyd. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Sodium will catch fire too, and it will raise your blood pressure.
It'll raise your blood pressure.
Sodium cars will raise your blood pressure. All right. I got a story. No, this is Ryan's story too. How did I get? Was that both my? Oh, it doesn't matter. That was my story. That's all right, but you did a good job on it.
Oh, the Tesla? That was your story.
Doesn't matter. You did a good job on it. Talk about the Bitcoin.
Love some Tesla. But this article, Bitcoin gives back New Year rally gains as trader weighs ETF decision.
That's going to be big. That ETF, that spot ETF is going to be huge.
Well, this is the thing. So if you look at the second bullet point here, investors cited some concerns that the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission wouldn't approve an ETF this year as expected by many Bitcoin bulls. That's the big thing to watch out for.
But last year they said that they would. Last year they said that they would and would be in February.
Well, until it's actually approved, who really knows?
That's true.
And if for any reason that ETF does not get approved, let's just say Bitcoin's going to have a rough day. Probably a couple days.
I got a crypto stock in my top 10. I got a crypto. I got Mara. I got this, so we'll see.
And, at this point, Ether or Ethereum, Solana, Ripple, Litecoin, they're all just following that Bitcoin momentum right now. Now, another thing is that uncertainty triggered some jitters in short-term traders who then decided to unwind long positions, especially since leverage has been increasingly fast. Now, that's an interesting take just because, from a technical standpoint, Bitcoin has been on a run. All the cryptos are on a run right now. Is this going to be buy the rumor, sell the news event? It could potentially be so. So I see some volatility, coming in crypto's future. Probably within the next couple weeks. We're already starting to see some of that, occur this week. However, I'm still a crypto bull. Overall, just, be careful. These are very volatile assets. So just make sure you have some stops in place. If you're more conservative, if you're new to cryptos, I'm no financial advisor, but I would stick to the big boys, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Litecoin, some of the bigger companies, the bigger cryptos, because some of these smaller ones, especially the meme coins, they're just trash.
I'm a crypto bear. I'm not a fan.
I know you are.
I'm not a crypto bull at all, but I won't. I will always still talk about the best plays that come out of this. So here we go. All right, last story. Another Boeing story. Akasa Air to set order of 150 jets. All you need to know about. I'm not saying that. All right. That's
You don't want to butcher that?
Nope.
I don't know how to say
I'm not saying that. But they're set to buy 150 jets from Boeing. Boeing's been selling a lot of freaking jets this year. Last year going into this year. Energy says, if you're new, leave it all alone. Me too, Glad. I'm not, if you're new and you're trying to make a quick buck, I'm with Ryan. It's volatile. I would put a little bit behind it, make a little bit of money, and be happy. Don't worry. Be happy. Be happy.
Be happy.
Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry. All right. All right. So I'm not a fan of crypto. It's still way speculative, but if it's moving, I got to put it out there. All right. There's all of our stocks. Let's go into the software. You know what catches my attention today? The VIX is moving. People are fearful. Mm-hmm. People are watching what's going on in the market. We're not at a value where we're overly elevated as far as volatility. Once we get to that value of 20, it's high volatility. It's not there yet. But on a down day where everything is going down, where's the money leaving from quickly? The low dollar riskier stocks. People are getting out of them now. All right. I do want to look at Contras. I want Contras on the list. Look at them all moving, except for China. Interesting. But look at these. I'm in Hibs and I'm in SQQQ.
You say except for China?
Yeah, look at that. The yang ain't moving. It's moving down.
I guess you want to be in Ying right now.
Ying or yang? Yeah, you want to be. But look at all of the Contras. They're moving. All right. And if the market, like we saw, if the market is actually turning over, we'll let you know when it's the right time. Right now, the market's pulled back for 3 days coming off of that session at a high, knowing that the MTI was letting us know the market was overextended. All right, I'll come back to this one. Glenn's picks. Let's go look at my picks. All my picks are down. That sucks. But the AstraZeneca story.
Sucks.
Look,
hey, your AstraZeneca's doing good.
The AstraZeneca is up, undervalued, good upside potential, a little risky. RT above 1, earnings growth at 21%. I'm telling you, this could be a really good play, especially if China starts buying a whole bunch of vaccines that have been approved for the RSV for them. All my other stocks are down, which makes sense while the market is getting beaten up. My Boeing, I like Boeing. I do like Palantir. I'm very interested about Tonex being a 40-cent stock but undervalued. That's what catches my attention. All right, phase 3 looks good for fibromyalgia. Undervalued with a relative value above 1 and earnings growth at 11. There's a lot of good positives about this speculative play. All right, so just keep your eyes on it. Tesla. Just Tesla's being Tesla. Look at the earnings growth rate.
Being Tesla.
Elon's got to get out of this pricing war with China. He's not going to get down to $11,000. It ain't going to happen. It just ain't going to happen. All right? But he's keep doing it. He's going to fight the good fight. Give it up for the Gipper. Whatever. Let's go look at my stocks from last week.
Oh, you had Tesla last week, too.
Yeah.
You have Tesla every week, I feel like.
Because I like Tesla, but Tesla's stupid. Oh, last week I was on the.
It's a love-hate relationship.
It is. Last week I was on the EV kick, right?
Yeah.
Last week I was on the EV kick. I'm feeling Lee. I'm 42% earnings growth rate with a relative value above 1. Let's quick test them. Let's go see what they did.
I just saw an article. JP Morgan put 50% upside on Lee this year.
I'm feeling Lee, but didn't do good over the last week. The biggest loser was NEO. I should have been bearish on it. I think the story on it was crap. I'm not feeling NEO. They may get a lot of money. I forgot what the story was on them. I'm not a NEO fan, but I am slowly but surely becoming a Lee fan. Well,
NEO's going to have a lot of competition with BYD. Since both of those primarily focus on the domestic Chinese market.
Yeah, they are Chinese. That's true. Lee is too. Lee is not here. Lee is in China too. All right, so my picks blew chunks last week. All right, let's go look at your stocks for this week. There's no blood test for fibromyalgia. Not joking. Damn, I sound like FJ. Who the hell is FJB? Oh, no, don't be. No. Sigh. And that. Shh, stop it, John. All right, here's your stocks, Ryan. I don't know if I can give you.
No, you can keep control because the screen's too small, anyways, for me to see. So yeah, we got Google and Qualcomm. Those are from the Samsung story with the AI phone.
I like that story. That's interesting about phone. That's going to be like pretty much AI. That's going to be very interesting.
And I have a feel that's going to do really well in certain, industries. Like if I am. A writer, I guess more creative industries where you can generate ideas just from your phone instead of having to do it on your computer or at your desk.
Oh,
You know,
making
everyone's
you
on
more
the go
lazy?
these days.
I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud?
Huh?
I said making you more lazy. Oh, did I say that out loud?
Oh, AI is going to make everyone more
Yeah, I
lazy.
hear you.
But let's just break down the stocks here. We got Google, trading at 139. We valued at 163, so undervalued like that. All good ratings, buy rating, positive growth rate earnings, positive sales growth rate. It's Google. We all know it's a great company. Qualcomm as well. If we look at here, prices at 138, slightly overvalued. RV, RS at 0.83, 0.96, have the buy rating. If I was going to pick one of the two, I'd probably go with Google just because it's safer. Probably about the same upside potential, but I would say Google is safer between the two. Now, ITI, that's the defense play from the Iranian warship story. You can see here it's in a nice uptrend right now, 1.28. We've got the buy rating on it. I think as long as geopolitical concerns are at the forefront this year, defense is a great place to make some money. For my cryptos, I got Riot and Mara here. You see that they're mixed. Riot is down, however, Mara up 2.4%. Fundamentally, both of them are weak, but look at the RT. This is a technical momentum play. Nothing more than that, right? And then finally, we got Cold here. This is the bearish or inverse triple leverage ETF of natural gas. It is down 5% today, so I guess natural gas is actually up today. However, I'm thinking with the U.S. just flooding the market, I think that's going to put more pressure on price, and this could potentially work out as a good play.
All right.
And the fact that it's down 5% today might be getting close to a good entry point, too.
Gotcha. All right. What were your picks from last week?
We got Robinhood, retail, coin.
Damn, yours did worse than mine.
Phew. Hood down 10%. Coin down 15%.
After rising all that much, which was a good time when we were telling you guys to take your profits on that stuff, man. You got killed. It's all right.
Because even though me and Glenn have been telling you in presenting stocks to you, we always tell you now is not the best time to be buying. The market is overextended. A lot of these stocks that we're presenting to you, wait till the next time the MTI gets in that oversold territory. If you come back to some of these positions, I think they'll work out great for you.
All right, so Dan is giving all the stuff. Tesla delivered 484,000 vehicles in quarter four, beating Wall Street's expectation of 480. Tesla, yeah, and you know something, Boyd is still the number one electric car manufacturer in China.
Yeah, Boyd manufactured twice as many cars
as
Tesla, and this is actually the second year in a row they've done it.
So he needs to get out of that fight. He needs just concentrate on selling the cars and stop cutting the prices on the cars. Just sell the cars. Let Boyd do what it does in China. They don't have an international footprint like Tesla does. Tesla's got an international footprint. Stop going after China. That's my 2 cents. Concentrate on just making really good cars that people want. All right. Glenn, Argentina stocks are going down. Yeah, we'll look at that in a second. How much time? We got 2:48. Let's go. I got to make new portfolios for this year. But
we'll do their picks for last week.
We're going to look at those. Those were your picks for last week, wasn't it? What did you?
Your Argentina plays, they're still up over 1%.
Yeah, but look at the move. It was a few days up, almost 6%.
Why were you long on Argentina?
Because of the new president. Because of the new president. I don't know what else I want to see here. I got to make new portfolios going into the year. That was the only one. All right. What about Rivian? You know something? I think next week I'm going to do a video on all of the major EVs. I'm going to do an EV video to come up with what I think is the best EV company going into 2024. How about that, private account? How about that? Mark says your Mag 7s have dropped also. You know why, right? Y'all know why a lot of these, this is the market. You do know the trend of the market affects 80% of the stocks in the market. Thus the reason why no matter what portfolio I'm talking about, you should have been taking profits. All right, we should have been taking profits. Glenn, would you trade long JPM position going into earnings, small ATM puts? No, not especially. Depends on when earnings is. I need to see what's going on in the market. Let's go look at customer picks last week. Let's see what they did. They probably beat us, Ryan. They probably did. Let's go back 1 week. But they got 20 stocks. We got to stop giving you all 20 stocks. There's a lot of freaking stocks.
That's what we did hot or not last week.
Yeah, we did hot. Wow. They didn't do good either. Haha.
The whole market's pulling back.
Yep. They did Mullen. Look at that as an EV. There's uranium.
What were the top losers?
BLCC. What were the top losers? SoFi, Roblox, Sterling. Stocks that were rocking.
Yeah.
Stocks that were rocking. All right. So what time is it? 2:50. We got 9 more minutes. Let's do customer picks this week. All right. Ryan, I only want 10. Glenn, I lost your drone stock. I think it was Sugarfoot. What was it? Ryan, just start watching their stocks for me.
All right, go ahead and start typing in some stock symbols. I'll go ahead and give them to Glenn.
1, 3.
We got.
No, don't give them to me yet.
Oh.
Top picks.
They're too late.
No, it was.
I'll just scroll back up the chat.
Yeah, I only want 10. What was it? ESLT. ESLT was my drone pick. It was in my speculative. I shouldn't have shown you that. I should have just made you go watch the video and look at this. And now I got to. No, I should have just made you watch the video. Sigh. All right, customer picks this week. I'm only looking for 10. Start giving them to me now, Ryan.
We've got YY.
YY. 1. Keep going.
PFE.
Who? Pfizer?
Yeah.
2.
IS. DIS. Oh, no, never mind. It's supposed to be DIS, not IS.
Okay. 3.
Akshaya.
I know, messing it up.
We've got C.
Citibank.
YRD.
5.
MRDA.
6.
DXJ.
MRDA we don't have. Give me the next one.
Oh, DXJ.
That's 5. 1, 2,
Alibaba.
3, 4, 5, 6. BABA. That's 7. Sigh.
EVAV.
Hold on. BABA. 7.
Now.
ServiceNow. 8.
J&J.
9.
LEN.
Lennar. 10. All right. We got 7 minutes to do hot or not. Buys, 1 sell, and 4 holds.
We got Wisdom Tree, Walt Disney.
All right. Here we go. Hot or not. You got to answer quick. 3 minutes.
Oh, and they haven't seen the graph yet.
I just put it up.
No, but you got to realize YouTube's on a delay. All right, now they can see it.
I'm calling that hot.
Hot.
Look at that rise in volume. I'm using the MPI.
Nice strong volume.
That is good volume. A little wick at the top of the body's bigger. I'm calling that hot.
That's a good momentum play right
I
there.
agree. I totally agree. All right, next one. Ooh, not.
LEN. Lennar. Oh. I'm going to say hot. And the only reason why I say that, look at today's bottom wick.
It's a lot of buying pressure, but here's the gap.
A lot of buying pressure. The trend, the NPI is still in our favor. If I was to buy it today just based off that buying pressure, my stop is the bottom of the wick.
I got you. That's smart play. Smart play. All right. I say not still. I see the RT hasn't crossed, hasn't given me a trigger, but it's getting close. It's getting close. All right. Next one.
Now we got Now Services, not.
The
The NPI is in our favor, but
look at the trigger. Trigger's getting close. And it's
I'm gonna go
leveling
not.
out. It went up beautifully here. It's leveling out. Beautiful level of support, so that's 675. If it breaks below that, no. And it's testing it right now. All right, next one. Citigroup. You know something?
Citigroup. Look at that big day yesterday at Citigroup.
I just don't feel comfortable going with a bank right now. I just don't.
But it's one of the big boys.
I
thought you
know
were
it's
just
one of
concerned
the
about
big
regionals.
boys. Someone asked me about JPM, which would be in the same group with Citigroup. If JPM looks like this, I mean, I got to say hot. There's no ifs, ands. I got to say hot. I just say be careful with banks.
What I like about it, look, the market's pulling back, but this bank stock is keep rocking upwards.
How often do we make money on the stocks that go against the market? So think about it. If 80% of the stocks move with the trend of the market, that means 20% of the stocks move against the market. This could be one of them right now. Could be one of them right now. But I got to call it hot. And the volume, you're right, Drew. I do like the volume on it.
Yeah, nice uptick in volume.
I agree.
We got J&J. I
I
see. Were you tracking the stock before? I see that nice break through that downward trend line.
Yeah, I must have done a video on it or something, but it broke through the downtrend. I'm glad that we keep these lines on these stocks. I got trigger and I just got trend.
I'm gonna go hot.
Where's earnings? Earnings is coming up soon.
And even though this stock did gap down today, you can see the buying pressure put it back up, giving us that hollow candlestick.
I'm thinking in the next couple of weeks, 117-ish, earnings is going to come out. Last earnings, look at that, pull back. Interesting is we're going into this most recent earnings, which should be sometime this month. Very interesting. I'm not going to call it hot, though, because it's too close to earnings. I'm not calling it hot. Hell no. That's just no.
I hope you're still not holding that position.
Or whoever put in YY. Man, big gap down and
Nothing.
Yeah. That's not good. That's just no good.
Yeah. And that's a lot of volume on that gap down, too. Yesterday.
That means a lot of people dumped it. Big institution probably dumped it. Or two.
You can see the moving average of the stop price just crossed in the negative territory. The sell rating just given. Nothing positive here.
You misspelled why. It's why. Really, Mark? Really, Mark? Really? Sorry. YY is a Chinese stock. Baidu didn't buy it. I'm not feeling that at all. All right.
Oh, that's why it gapped down. There were
Whatever it
rumors
is.
that Baidu was supposed to buy
Baidu
them.
was supposed to buy it? Well,
And I guess they
Baidu
did. Is that
must
what you're
have
saying, Akshaya?
Baidu said, "That's a crap. No more. No." And that's what they said. And this is gappy. I'm not a fan of gappy stocks, but I will look at this.
What is that? Japan TL? Is that
It's an ETF. Earnings per share. It's an ETF.
looking at the Japanese market,
Yep.
I'm just trying to figure out what that TL means.
It means
Is it treasury?
you got to look it up. I don't know. It could be a treasury. It's whatever it is. It's too gappy. It's way too gappy for me. I don't like it.
See here.
You gonna look it up? You can look it up.
Yeah, I'm looking it up now. See what we got here.
Disney. Disney's going through so much PR crap. They really are. Beautiful level of support right here. Hit. Beautiful level of 89.72. Too big.
Oh, just to get back to that one. So that Wisdom Tree Fund,
Yeah.
it's Japan's total dividend fund.
So man, they ain't making no dividends.
They ain't making no
They ain't making no
dividends.
dividends. Oh, John says, Joey, how are you doing on your New Year's resolution to exercise and golf? He don't play golf and he don't exercise. He don't play golf and he don't exercise. He don't do neither
Cheryl,
one
what
of
do you
those.
mean Disney gave away Star Wars franchise?
Did they really? Disney's going through some stuff. Disney and the governor need to sit down, smoke a peace pipe.
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but on Netflix now,
Yeah.
a lot of HBO Plus, the Warner Brothers material is now on Netflix. Like all of their Justice League and all of their the DC comics and their Batmans and stuff. So I think Netflix might have just bought the rights to that stuff recently.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Did I stutter?
You might have.
Did your ears twitch?
Possibly.
Okay. Pfizer.
Disney needs to stop what they are doing in those movies.
Whatever, John. You know, I saw a video on it on all of the little innuendos. I don't know. I saw that. I did. But I don't know if that was inconsequential or they're really trying to do. I don't know.
Ahsoka, that was actually a pretty good show.
I didn't watch it. I wanted to.
Those the Star Wars shows are really good. Actually, I was surprised.
Okay, I didn't watch Ahsoka.
It all started with the Mandalorian. That's what brought
The
Star Wars
Mandalorian
back.
was hot.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it all. That's right. That's absolutely right. Sonny says Disney is having a midlife crisis. It probably is. Stop putting the word woke in here. Stop it. No.
I knew that was coming.
A Fox says no bullying in 20. Who do I bully? Who do I bully? Sigh. Fine. You want docile, Glenn? I'll give you. I like Pfizer. Even though they're not selling.
A Vader season. That would be good, Jazz.
Nope. I'm not. I gotta be nice. Everybody thinks that I'm bullying. So Disney is not for my family, says Rep. I hear you. I hear
And that's a big problem when companies become political.
Yep.
They lose customers.
Yep.
They may gain some. And you got to look at your customer base. You know, if you're a big company like Disney, let's be honest, you've got all walks of life watching your stuff. There is no reason to start picking sides, and doing that kind of thing.
Sherilyn put a good comment. Woke is guiding economic principle. You look at. No, I'm not having this conversation unless we're drinking a drink and smoking a cigar in Tampa. That's when I'll have this conversation.
It's not going to be on live. It's not going to be recorded.
I am not having this conversation here, but with a couple of old fashions and a couple of cigars, Glenn's going to let it rip. All right, so if you ain't signed up for the live yet, you might want to, just to hear that. And John is putting out all the companies. That went down this path, and look at what happened with them. All right.
And John Boston, actually, I did see Mr. Wonderful's comments on those companies. Pretty much the same thing I said. Don't put politics in business.
I agree. So I think, Sherilyn, we got about 150 people to show up live. I think that's what we got. I don't know what the room holds, but I think we got 150 people to show up live. We've got thousands of people on the stream. I need to start stocks, pot, and politics and Glenn on my channel. Psh, man, all we need to do beforehand, give me a couple of old fashions, and let's go have at it. That would
Cheryl, I see you like that bourbon neat. Have you tried Buffalo Trace? That's probably one of the fastest growing and becoming the most popular bourbon brands out there right now. Have you tried it, Glenn?
No. I'm mad at Mark. Mark says, I've got something political to say. Joey for president 2024. Sigh.
Does that mean you're going to be his VP, Glenn?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
You're running against him?
No, I'm not running against him either. Hot or not? Not.
Yeah, I'm going to go not.
Rep, PFE is not for your family either, but Tampa is. Rep, are you going to Tampa? Pfizer, from a non-political perspective, they made a lot of money during COVID. After that, they're no longer selling the COVID vaccines. So it's all depending on all the other things they have in their pipeline. All right. Bourbon, rye, and lowland scotch. Ooh. Wow. Chick-fil-A made a political stance a few years ago, and it didn't affect them. It's about the product. A Fox
Well,
has
their
got a point.
political stance probably aligned with their customer base.
Right.
Because everyone knows Chick-fil-A is a Christian-based company.
And there you go, A Fox. That makes sense. But when you go out and you do the Bud Light thing that didn't come in with
and you
your
go
customer base,
against the base of your customers,
or you're Disney and you go down that path and it doesn't affect and it affects your customer base, there's a little difference. There's a little difference. Rep says not this year, online only. I got you. So A Fox, it does depend on the stance that you take and how your customer base feels about it. Glenn, what are you doing to the SPX? I ain't doing nothing to it. January is dry. Yeah, I keep seeing this dry January. Well, I'm going to have me a couple of old fashions in Tampa. That's all I got to say about that. All right.
Oh, while we're talking about alcohol and beer,
Cool. Put
I
us
saw
back
an
on
article
the screen together.
that the
Just
United
me and him.
States consumed less beer this in 2023 than it has since 1999. Do you know that, Glenn?
No, I didn't know that.
Beer consumption is down over like 25 years.
That goes to show that Bud Light sold a lot of beer and a lot of people left Bud Light. They were the biggest selling beer. And once all this thing went down with them, it would seem that, I'm not a big beer drinker. If I drink beer, it's a Corona. I like Corona. But, I am a Jack person. I'm a Maker's Mark person. But now I'm gotten into these old fashions. I like these old fashions.
I like me a Mick Ultra and some Tito's.
Oh, you like Tito's?
I love Tito's. It's so good.
I can't do that hard. I can't do like tequila and all that. I can't do that stuff no more. Man, I just can't. All right. So, real quick. Oh, winter lager. You know something? I'm not a winter lager person. I am an IPA person too. If I go out to a bar, I like IPAs. I do like.
Hey, John,
IPAs.
if you haven't yet, definitely check out the Sam Adams Brewery in Boston. I've been there. It was a great time.
John is front. You see? Don't you see John's last name?
Well, yeah. Have you been there, John? That makes sense.
I'm like, have you ever seen his last name? He's from up there. He's trying to get us to go up there. I'm like, hell no, it's too cold. I'm not going up there. All right. Before we go, anybody who's brand new to the channel, if you like the commentary you saw today and you're not a subscriber to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon. If it was worth it for you to stop by today, just to get our insights on going into 2024, this was the first afternoon market action for 2024. Hit the like button. Is the U.S. market down today? Yeah, it is. Yep. The market is down today. Sorry, Koo. I don't know. Yeah, the market is down today. Looking at everything is down. The biggest move is the composite. The composite is down 1 1/4, down on 1 1/4. So, yeah,
we see
down.
Those low to mid cap stocks are definitely leading the charge.
So, because people's getting out of those stocks finally.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Ryan. He says, Ryan, I'm about 5 miles from there. Great idea. All right, time to go short. Florida Dream. I would say the primary wave is down. Let's see if it closes down. That's going to be the first inclination before you start thinking of going short. But because the primary, before the DEW is still up, the green light buyer is still neutral, I wouldn't think about selling short until the DEW goes down. If I'm going to take advantage, and Ryan, chime in on this, if I'm going to do anything with the market going down right now, I would play contras rather than selling short. Would you agree with that?
Correct. Selling contras or selling covered calls against your bullish positions.
There you go. Joe Mama says, I love that name. I'll be drinking Corona at the poolside in Jamaica for the Tampa 2 day. Ooh-wee. I don't blame you,
Joe Mama.
About a thing. Every little thing is gonna be all right.
All right.
I woke up this morning. Yeah, go ahead, do that Jamaican thing. Don't get your hair braided though. Because all you people who are not...
You ain't got no hair, Glenn.
Hold on. All you people who are not of African descent, go get your hair done in Jamaica and that stuff don't stay. I'm just saying. And tell me I'm not right. I know I might have just stepped into it right there, but tell me I'm not right. All y'all
Probably a
go
little
over
bit,
there
Glenn.
and say, oh, girl, I'm going to get mine. And you get your hair done, you get your hair braided, and it don't last. It lasts for about 2 seconds. Listen, I'm the guy that always says the things that people want to say but are afraid to say. That's what I do. I'm just trying to tell you. I'm just trying to tell you. All right, with that, yeah, I know. I'm probably going to, I just went down there. Somebody's saying, oh my gosh, did he really say that? Yes. Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Oh, Glenn, you're going to end up like Disney.
I know I'm going to end up. Glenn said that those people that are not African descent go over there. All right, that's all right. It's true. I don't care what. It's true. All right. So with that, Ryan, sign us off for this presentation today.
All right, Glenn, before you get too political and too controversial for the VectorVest channel here, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Hey, you guys, good luck to you. Again, hit that like button, subscribe, so that way we can get, friends and family all on the right side of the market. It's probably going to be a pretty volatile year. We got a lot of uncertainty. So with all that being said, good luck and let's make some money. We out.
See ya.